The most valuable growth assets in any financial practice are often the most overlooked. We're going to explain that next.
This is The Rare Advisor, proud to be a part of the Advisor Advancement Network and home of a business model supercharged by recurring and repeatable events. Your host is Mike Walters, CEO of USA Financial. He is an investment advisor representative of and securities are offered through USA Financial Securities, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, you know, when we get to this time of the year, there's always a crucial entrepreneurial concept that I always like to revisit. And it starts with the fact that as a financial advisor conducting and operating a financial practice, one of the things that it's so important, so vital to understand, and honestly, why so many people fail in this business versus those who are ultra successful, it's the ability to wrap your mind around the intangible. And to take that even a step further, not only to wrap your mind around the intangible, but to be able to understand and manage it as if it is in fact tangible. Meaning that you need to bring tangibility to this intangible environment. So let's stop and think about this for just a quick refresher. You know, we basically are a business of promises, handshakes, and at best a piece of paper. And today that piece of paper tends to be digital. So we don't have physical assets in the true sense of the word like most of your customers and the businesses that they own, operate, or work in. We don't have the traditional assembly line. We don't have the traditional inventory. We don't have the traditional machinery. What we have instead are these intangible assets. The value of the portfolios that we're dealing with, the value of the financial plans, the value of the intellectual property, the value of your positioning and ability to explain as a teacher and a coach and a consultant. The ability for you to bring these things to life as if they are in fact tangible is very, very key. So what does that mean? That means at its base level, the assets, the primary assets in your business are number one, time, number two, money, and number three, people, which I also combine with technology. So you can either think of it as four or think of it as three. My philosophy is to manage technology as if it's part of payroll. So let's start there first. The reason I say that is because technology tends to work itself from the bottom up. If you think back over time, technology, when it first entered the marketplace, that entered the business environment, it was able to remove the most rudimentary items, put those onto a machine, and allow an individual, a person, to take a step above and to deal with things that were a little more complex, maybe a little more client-facing, maybe a little more sensitive, things that the machine couldn't necessarily handle. Now we fast forward through time, and that's what happens. Technology keeps going like this. It's working its way from the bottom up. It's starting with the least complex, and the more technology advances, the more complex it's able to, the more complexities it's able to handle, and the more complex it becomes as an integral part of your business. And what that does is it allows you to, A, not have to hire people to do those rudimentary functions, which are becoming more and more advanced all the time, and B, redirect your people so that they can focus on the things that will be most valuable to the firm, that you can leverage them as human beings and let the machinery or the technology leverage itself in terms of its capacities. So I'm going to manage my tech along with my people because my technology assists my people. My technology allows my people to be better. My technology is truly part of payroll in that sense. Then we have money. Money helps me to get more people and more technology. So don't think of money as something you hang on to. Think of money as something in an open palm. You've heard this in terms of charity, which I fully 100% agree with. I'm focusing on the business piece of it today. Money is a pass-through item, right? It's an asset that helps you to duplicate people and technology. And most importantly, it helps you to duplicate time. Time is your number one asset. It is your most valuable commodity. I can't create more than 24 hours in a day, but I can create the ability to get more out of my time by leveraging my money appropriately, by using it to duplicate people, technology, efforts, and my processes. I want to do all of this to bring my processes to life, to bring them out of the intangible and into the tangible. Think of a menu as if you walk into a restaurant, you're going to have all these various menu items. You need the equivalent of that within your practice. People need to be able to wrap their mind around what it is that you offer. This is why you need to name everything. We have a whole process for this with our protocol group here at USA Financial. We will coach and mentor people through how to bring their practice to life, how to bring the intangible into the tangible world. If you can figure that out, your success will go through the roof. So my 3 most important assets in my business, and this is not to belittle my clients, the value, the relationship with my clients, the portfolios, and it's not to belittle any of that. What it's to do is to say, these are the 3 that I can leverage to make those others even better. The top 3 assets in my firm are time, money, people, and technology.
This information is for licensed financial professionals only and is not intended for use in soliciting sales from the public. The views expressed represent the opinions of the presenter or their featured guest, not necessarily those of USA Financial or its affiliated subsidiaries. Industry references are generic and not intended to represent actions or beliefs of any individual or entity. Content is only presented to illustrate general principles, beliefs, or ideas and should not be construed as legal or regulatory advice. Trademark and copyright protected. USA Financial and Affiliates.